There was a time when gods walked the earth, when warriors were heroes. Their battles and conquests became legend, and the legend lives on. This is the hour of the Gladiators.
Welcome to the second week of Champion Against Champion in the games of our Blue Ribbon athletes. And to test them to the limit are our own champions, Hammer, Cheetah, Commando, Storm, Taipan and Fury, Vulcan, Delta and Tower, Flame, Condor and Blade. And to take us through the evening's action, would you please welcome Kimberly Joseph and Mike Hammond.
Hello and welcome to the second in a very special edition of Gladiators.
Absolutely, it is a great competition that we've got lined up tonight, the best of the best on the way.
And that's because we've invited the top Australian sports men and women to test themselves against the Gladiators.
Yeah, it absolutely is a challenge of the champions. We have world record holders, Commonwealth champions, Australia's top sportsmen and sportswomen with us.
We've got the fittest, the strongest and the fastest challengers that Australian sport could muster. And they're here ready to come up against each other and the Gladiators.
Our sporting superheroes versus our gladiatorial superheroes, all battling it out for a place in our final.
Gladiators. Australia has a proud record in world sport. From the ranks of our latest Olympic contenders, we've drawn the best of the best, our nation's young champions, and asked them to bring their awesome powers to a new arena to take on our champions in a test of courage, strength and skill up against the Gladiators.
Let's meet our female challengers tonight. Firstly, it's kayaking champion Shelley Oates. And Australian pentathlete Nikki Andronicus.
Shelley from New South Wales, a world surf ski and kayaking champion. She's going for a kayaking medal in the Olympics. Nikki, 2 times Australian modern pentathlon champion. She's from New South Wales, married with a 2-year-old daughter.
Here comes Shelley and Nikki.
Nikki, welcome. You are the national pentathlon champion. Tell us, what sports are involved in the pentathlon?
There are 5 sports. There's running, swimming, fencing, shooting and show jumping. And I guess I'm pretty lucky because I've got a diverse talent and I think I can apply myself to lots of different areas. So hopefully that'll keep me in good stead tonight.
Now tell us, 1994 was a huge year for you.
It was the year that I won the Australian Championships just a few months after my daughter Ashley was born. So I was pretty...
I think that deserves a round of applause in itself. Well done. Good luck to you tonight, Nikki.
Thank you.
Well, Shelley, you know what it's like to be a world champion. You have been a world surf ski champ and now a kayaking champion. What sort of strengths do you reckon kayaking is helping you bring to Gladiators tonight?
Well, basically the kayaking is an upper body sport, but I've actually been a multi-sport person before that, so hopefully I'll be able to bring a few strengths from everywhere for this.
Well, you'll need them tonight, no doubt. You'll need everything that you've got. Now, what's the biggest goal that you've got?
Well, for me, the biggest goal is to go to Atlanta, and Olympic glory would be the best thing for me. So that's what I'm going for now, and I hope I'll have everyone behind me doing that.
I think so, don't you reckon, folks? Absolutely. Well, Shelley, good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to it.
And of course, now we need to meet our female reserves who are here just in case of injury. Please welcome Susie Moroney. And our world junior champion cyclist, Narelle Peterson. And now let's meet our male challengers. Firstly, it's one of Australia's top Ironmen, Guy Andrews. And a champion hammer thrower, Sean Carlin.
Guy from the Gold Coast, an Ironman since 11, hasn't stopped winning national titles in the last 14 years. Sean's from South Australia. He's #1 in the Commonwealth in the hammer throw, 8 times Australian Open champion and a finalist in Barcelona.
Here they are, Guy Andrews and Sean Carlin.
Sean, welcome to Gladiators. Now, you are 8 times the Australian Open hammer throwing champion. Tell us, what does that involve?
Well, hammer throwing is one of the disciplines of track and field. It's one of the throwing events. Most people have probably seen shot put and discus before. Hammer throwing is something people might not have seen on TV, but it's a metal ball on a wire and you swing it around your head and spin as many times as you can and let it go.
Very hard work, I would imagine.
It is hard. It takes a lot of years of practice. It's very technical and a lot of strength is involved, so it takes years to get that right.
Okay, now you actually have a whole list of achievements. Tell us about those.
Well, I guess being an Olympic sport, my greatest goal, I guess, is being in the Barcelona Olympics. I hope to go to Atlanta this year. I've also been to the Commonwealth Games and won a gold medal in 90 and 94.
Fantastic. Well, we wish you all the very best tonight and a continued successful career.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sean.
Now, Guy, you're one of our top Ironmen. Now, tell us a bit about the Ironman sport and what's involved there.
Well, for those people that haven't seen the Ironman, it involves swimming, beach running, kayak paddling, which is a kayak adapted for the surf-based surf ski paddling, and Malibu board paddling. And the races range from 4.5 hours right down to just a 12-minute sprint race, so it's quite diverse.
Where do you want to go with your sport? Where can you go being an Ironman?
Well, I'm really probably, as far as Ironman is concerned, at the pinnacle now. The Uncle Toby series is quite big in Australia, but internationally not quite so big. I want to get into triathlon, and hopefully Sydney 2000 I'll be competing as a triathlete.
Mate, we look forward to seeing you at the Olympics in 2000, and we really are looking forward to your performance tonight. Good luck, Guy.
Thank you.
Our reserves for the men tonight are world #2 squash player Rodney Isles. And 3-time Australian triathlon champion, Troy Fiddler.
Okay, we've met all our challenges. They're as set as they're ever going to be. We hope you're nice and comfortable at home. Let the games begin. All our challengers have competed in the big events, but nothing, I suspect, as intimidating as the Gladiators' big red hill.
60 seconds to get to the top, 10 points if you make it, nothing if you're caught.
Let's welcome the girls to the pyramid. Firstly, our champion kayaker, Shelley Oates. And pentathlete, Nikki Andronicus. And at the top of the pyramid, trying their best to stop the challengers getting there, Delta and Fury. Here's Mike Whitney.
Challengers, are you ready?
So Nikki the pentathlete. Well, maybe after tonight's 5 games, she'll qualify for the decathlon. And Shelley the kayaker, well, will she be paddling upstream on the pyramid tonight? We're about to find out if she's coming up against Delta and Nikki up against Fury. Shelley's got a bit of a run, but Delta applies the big tackle. Good work there, Delta. Shelley's still trying to get away from Delta. All challengers and gladiators met in the middle. Delta with another big tackle and down goes Shelley. Fury on Nikki takes her down to the bottom mat. And we're about halfway through. First game of the night, it's pyramid. And points here would be very handy for either challenger. Shelley got knocked down there by Delta. Nikki trying to find an escape route. There's nothing there, Nikki. Maybe your hurdling skills might be able to come into this one. So now Shelley trying to get away from Delta. Delta just stalking her and applies the tackle. Down they come once more, and Fury falls on Nikki's leg. That could have been serious. Nikki hasn't got up yet, so we'll get that checked. The whistle's blowing. Mike Whitney calling for a medic. This is the reason why. Fury applied a lovely tackle on Nikki. One roll, down they come, and Nikki falls on Fury's leg. Geez, it looks serious, but Nikki's got a bit of a smile on her face. She's in good hands. Let's hope she can go on.
Close call right at the end of the game there, Nikki. How's that knee going?
I think it's okay. I think I've just given a bit of a strain, but I'll soldier on. I'll be right.
Absolutely. Poor Fury, I saw the look on her face first game. She was a great competitor, though. She was doing a lot of shepherding. She was moving around a lot up there in that pyramid.
She's the first girl I've ever had dance before we start the pyramid. But this is a dangerous game, and that's why we pad up for this sort of thing. There are a lot of risks involved, and unfortunately, you've copped it. I'm very sorry.
Nikki, first game for the night, though. There's plenty more to come. You've got that knee. We've had it checked out by the medics, so thank goodness everything's okay, and we look forward to the next event. Shelley, how different is pyramid to kayaking?
Well, I can tell you it's a lot different and a lot harder for me with the lower body, but it was great to be performing in front of a crowd, and unfortunately I just couldn't get past Delta. She had such a strong hold on me everywhere I went.
So both challengers beaten by the Gladiators in game number 1, no score.
Next up on Pyramid are our male challengers, Ironman Guy Andrews and hammer thrower Sean Carlin. Trying to stop them from getting to the top are our Gladiators, Hammer and Condor. And to start the pyramid, here's Mike Whitney.
Challengers, are you ready?
Well, Sean's definitely got the height advantage here against Condor. As a matter of fact, he's the same height as Tower. And Guy, well, he's not so big, but he sure has the attitude to get to the top. But he's got to get past Hammer first. Let's see how they go. Guy just working around the bottom of the pyramid. Hammer coming down to meet him now. Get ready for a big tackle. If we know Hammer, he loves doing those big tackles off the pyramid. Guy's not giving him the opportunity, but he's running left and right. Hammer very cautious. He wouldn't want to jump and miss Guy and let him get up to the top. There's the tackle. There's the fall. Condor brings Sean down. A nice tackle that one was. And I think Sean's lost his helmet.
Pyramid was stopped for safety reasons. We will start the clock. There is 30 seconds left on the clock. 3, 2, 1.
30 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time for these guys to still get some points on the board. Hammer on Guy, the somersault brings him down. Well, with Sean against Condor, Sean being the hammer thrower, I would have thought they would have had him throwing our hammer instead of Condor. Let's see what happens with 10 seconds left. Guy tries to get up there, but Hammer throws him down once more. Condor just as tough on Sean. Whistle's about to blow for these guys. And Hammer gives Guy a somersault lesson.
Guy Andrews, I thought you were playing a game of cat and mouse there for a while.
Yeah, I wasn't too keen to be tackled. He's aptly named Hammer. He gave me a good old hammering a couple of times there. But
So you were trying to steer clear of him as much as possible.
yeah, I was trying to step him and get away, but you know, he was too good. He could hang on.
Well done anyway. Sean, do you think your height helped or hindered in that game?
Well, I guess there's a lot more to grab when he's coming down the top, but I did my best and it wasn't good enough.
Gladiators throwing down the challengers. No score to these guys.
This is our first chance to have a chat to our sporting hero, Mike Whitney. Now, Mike, there's an interesting mix of sporting talents here tonight.
Yes, and I suppose where else would these guys get a chance to compete against each other except here on Gladiators? And like Guy and Nikki are in multi-sport events, where my old mate Sean here and Shelley are specialists in what they do. So it's a fascinating, you know, group of people, and it should be fantastic.
Yeah, we've still got to see those great games, Hang Tough and Suspension Bridge, but our champions have still got to get through Atlasphere. That's coming up next.
Gladiators.
Nikki Andronicus from Sydney in New South Wales. I'm a modern pentathlete and 2 times Australian champion. In pentathlon, I've mastered 5 sports. Tonight I want to add some gladiator games to my repertoire.
Muscles like iron and nerves of steel. That's what's needed to survive in the big metal ball.
Atlaspheres. 60 seconds to roll your Atlaspheres across the floor pods, 2 points for each successful crossing.
In the blue Atlasphere is our pentathlete, Nikki Andronicus. In the red, our kayaker, Shelley Oates. And our gladiators, Cheetah, in the white. And in the black Atlasphere, it's Flame. And to get these big balls of steel rolling, here's Mike Whitney.
Challengers, are you ready? Gladiators, are you ready? 3, 2.
Great equaliser, Atlaspheres. You need a bit of weight to get them moving, but the heavier you are, the harder it is to stop them. As they head in towards the centre, and Nikki has a big crash. She's down, but she's back up again. Obviously her leg not too affected from pyramid. Shelley over the pod, 2 points on the board. Well done, Shelley. First 2 of the game. She's going to head back over that pod. She realises she won't score if she does, so now she heads off towards the centre. And away she goes, but she didn't get over the centre, no score, but there's 2 points for Nikki. Well done, so it's 2-all here in Atlaspheres. Nikki, another collision. Flame watching her. Gladiators and challengers locked up, and now they're away again. With Nikki Andronicus running over towards the centre pod. Will she get there? Yes, she does. There's another 2. No, it wasn't. Mike Whitney said there was no score. The reason being she didn't go over the centre of the pod. That's the rule. Bad luck, Nikki. Shelley heading away. Nikki heading away once more. I reckon Nikki might get it. She does. Right on the bell.
Nikki, it's like a cheese grater in there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not great if you have a fall, but once you get a bit of speed up, you can run over a few of these pontoons, so hopefully I got a few points.
I warned you about that crash in the middle, didn't I?
Yeah, I was trying to steer a little bit away from them so the impact wouldn't be as great, but I think we ended up hitting pretty hard anyway.
Well, guess what? You managed to gain yourself 4 points. Shelley, well done. You managed to get 2 points, 1 pod. I actually thought that you had a couple more, but you weren't quite on them.
Yes, obviously I didn't quite go over the middle, which was a bit disappointing. I was a little bit upset about that one, so hopefully I'll have to come back in the others because now Nikki's taken the lead there, so I'm going to have to get her in the Eliminator if I keep letting her get too many points along the way.
Shelley tried hard for 2, Nikki on a roll with 4. Shelley's got a little bit of work to do, but it's only the halfway mark.
Hi, I'm Sean Carlin. I'm from Adelaide, South Australia. I'm a hammer thrower and I'm currently ranked #1 in Australia. I'm going to the Olympics in Atlanta later on this year, and there's no better way to toughen me up than to go on Gladiators.
Well, these things weigh 220 kilos, and now it's the guys' turn to try and move them around the floor. In the blue Atlasphere at 105 kilos, it's our champion hammer thrower, Sean Carlin. And at just 75 kilos, our Ironman, Guy Andrews. Our gladiators, right here, it's Tower. And in the black Atlasphere, Hammer. All right, we're pumped up. Here's Mike Whitney.
Challengers, are you ready?
Second time in this series that the tall man Tower has met someone his own height. And Hammer's back for more punishment. Handing out the punishment, that is. Well, have you ever wondered what a head-on collision is like? You're about to see one here through Atlas Cam, and Tower's in the driver's seat. Guy heads off to the pod. 2 points on the board. You got it, Guy. Well done. Hammer pushes Sean away from the pod, and Guy heads downtown. Now, have you heard of the man in the iron mask? Well, tonight we've got Guy, the Iron Man, in the iron ball. And he seems very much at home too. The shorter and very agile Guy. Heading off to another pod. Sean just missed out on 2 points there, but gets it this time. No, he doesn't. Still not heading over the centre of the pod, Sean. That's what you got to do to score. Tower just keeping Guy away from the pod also. Let's see if Sean can do it this time. I don't think so. Sean, 3 attempts. No scoring. He's just not getting it over the centre of the pod. Guys, nowhere near that pod. Towers just shadowing it out. Sean now heading off towards the pod. Maybe this time. Did he get it? No, it's not allowed, says the referee, and there's a whistle. No points. Well, let's watch it from Hammer's point of view here. Sean gets close, but as you can see, just not over the centre. So no points to Sean and 4 to Guy after Atlaspheres means Guy has a nice little handy lead after 3 games. 4 points.
You know what I reckon, Kimberly?
What do you reckon, Mike?
I reckon the challengers with the best upper body strength stand the best prospects in this next event.
Well, they may be able to lift their own weight, but are Gladiators too? I don't know, but we'll soon find out. Coming up next, it's Hang Tough.
Gladiators.
I'm Shelley Oates and I'm a kayaker from New South Wales, currently ranked 4th in the world and going for that Olympic dream. I always like a challenge. I don't mind losing, but I love to win. I'm going on Gladiators to see exactly what I can do.
The skills of a gymnast and the strength of a weightlifter. If you've got them, you've got a chance in our next event.
60 seconds to get past the attacking Gladiator. 10 points if you make it.
She can paddle a kayak, but can she swing on the rings? Let's welcome Shelley Oates. And our Gladiator, Delta. Is our referee, Mike Whitney.
Challenger, are you ready? Gladiator, are you ready?
Well, Delta, you don't see her too often up here on the rings, but you know whatever she does, she always puts it 110%, as her and Shelley now head off towards the centre of the rings. Now, if Shelley makes the red rings, she automatically gets 5 points added onto her score, provided she can stay up there for the full 60 seconds. As Delta and Shelley now nearly collided there. Maybe this time round, Delta's got Shelley. This could be the end of Shelley. Shelley's going to have a grip like Tarzan to stay up here against Delta. And we know all those years of paddling the canoe, going through the water, that's going to help her upper body strength. And she's showing that right here. A great show of strength as Shelley just hangs in there. Delta wriggling her way down the bottom of Shelley's body, just trying everything to get Shelley off. Shelley with a face of determination. Delta now goes for the fingers. This time she sinks the hopes of our Olympic kayaker. Well, a quick capture and a slow death. Let's have a look at Shelley's face. A picture tells 1,000 words, and in the end she was scuttled by the Gladiator.
Next up on Hang Tough is our pentathlete, Nikki Andronicus. And she'll be facing our Gladiator, Fury.
3, 2, 1.
Well, Nikki up against Fury. This is going to be a good match physically, but this game takes a lot of psychology and a lot of experience, and there's no doubting Fury has that up on the rings. Nikki moving fast. She's very poised on the rings, actually, and she shows a good sense of evasion. But tonight, good tactics aren't going to win it for her. It's going to be strength that's going to win this one for Nikki on the rings, just as it was for Shelley. But unfortunately, the same result for Nikki. An almost copybook here for Fury. She puts on the grab, a couple of shakes, it was all over.
Have you played anything like that before?
I thought I was getting away from her. I was doing all these really cool little moves to the right, and then she was on my back.
Absolutely. I thought, oh, she's made a quick change on the ring. She's away. But Fury, come in over here. You're just really good at that game.
It's one of my favourite, yes. Did you guys like it?
I think so, but Nikki, unfortunately, of course, the aim of the game is to win and get some points. We've got no points for you there, unfortunately. But a good try, and well done at that game.
Thank you.
No points once again for the challengers on Hang Tough, which means that Nikki has a 2-point lead after 3 games.
Hi, I'm Guy Andrews. I live on the Gold Coast in Queensland. I'm an Ironman, and I'm currently #1 in the Uncle Toby Super Series. I come from a multi-sport background, so Gladiators should suit my style of competition.
Well, both our female gladiators came out on top, so now let's see what the men have to offer. First up on Hang Tough, our Ironman, Guy Andrews. He'll be up against the famous Taipan. Over to you, Mike Whitney.
Challenger, are you ready? Gladiator, are you ready?
Well, you heard Guy. The Iron Man said he loves competition. And I reckon he might give Taipan a run for his money up here on the rings. The smaller, more agile Guy may be able to traverse quicker than Taipan, but we all know that Taipan is the king of the rings. This is his favourite game. You better watch out, Guy. Guy now traverses all the way to the outside. Taipan's starting to come after him now. Guy's nearly up to the other end. He's got past the 5-point rings. Taipan now waiting to seize his prey. This could be the one. Yes, it is. Taipan's got him. Will he hold on to him? This time he does. If he curls those legs around him, it's going to be all over for Guy. 1, 2, 3. No, he's still there. Well done, Guy. He's hanging on for dear life. But not this time. Bye-bye, Guy. Taipan takes a while to come to grips with the task. Guy was wriggling around trying to get out of his grasp. But in the end, the only place Guy was going was down.
All right, let's get our next challenger up there, our champion hammer thrower, Sean Carlin. And our gladiator is Commando.
3, 2, 1.
So the hammer thrower up against the former Green Beret. Well, Sean would be a certainty to have a mighty grip up there, but he's got to remember not to let go after a couple of swings. As Sean now in towards the centre, he's just about to get to the 5-point zone, which is good for him as long as he can stay up there for the full distance. And he's there now. Commando just swinging around, trying to get to the best position. Sean actually traversing now to his right and getting away from Commando. Well, Commando's going to have to get a move on here if he's going to want to get Sean. He went for the lunge, missed that time. Sean now heading backwards. Commando with another lunge, couldn't hold on. Commando now goes into a spin. Sean just hanging around. Commando doing everything he can to try and get Sean off. Sean hanging on that one ring for too long. That could go against him. He's just out of reach of Commando, who's trying to grab another ring and move forward. Here he goes now, but the whistle will beat him. Yes, it does. And this will be an interesting decision from the referees. Well, I don't know what went wrong up there for Sean. I think he just lost momentum. It was really bad luck for the big guy.
Now, Commando, I was going to say you drew the short straw, but I guess that's not really appropriate here, is it?
No, long straw might be more appropriate, Kimberly.
What happened up there? You were swinging in midair for quite a while.
Yeah, I got in a bit of a spin at one stage, and I thought with limbs as long as his, something's going to stick out eventually, but it didn't.
Okay, well, I think we must check with
Kimberly,
Mike. Yep.
My assistant referee and I, John Forsyth, suspected that Sean might have stayed on the one ring for more than 10 seconds, which you cannot do in this game. So we went and had a look at the video replay, and Sean hung on that ring for 18 seconds. So the bad news is, mate, we've got to disqualify you.
No points, that means. Oh, Sean, that's disappointing.
Sorry, mate.
The crowd unhappy.
And Kimberly, neither are Sean nor Guy. They didn't score in Hang Tough, which now means Guy still has that small lead of 4 points.
In this next event, there is no room for hotheads. Coming up, it's Suspension Bridge.
Gladiators. Gladiators.
This series heat winners receive a sensational camera kit from Nikon, with the super fast f70 single lens reflex camera combined with 2 legendary Nikon autofocus lenses. One is ideal for wide-angle landscapes and portraits, the other for stunning sports and wildlife photography. Nikon, we take the world's greatest pictures, yours. Runners-up in these heats receive 7 nights for 2 at the Club Crocodile's Long Island Resort, Palm Fringe Beaches, National Parks and 5-star luxury in an island paradise.
Our challengers are trained to win, but they don't usually have somebody bigger and stronger blocking their way.
Suspension Bridge.
10 points if you make it across the bridge without being dispatched by the Gladiator.
First up on Suspension Bridge is our kayaker, Shelley Oates. She'll be facing our Gladiator, Storm.
Challenger, are you ready? Gladiator, are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Well, Shelley must feel right at home with that hammerhead. It's just like a kayak paddle with big cotton buds at the end. But Storm is using it better at the moment. Giving Shelley a few big hits, and now Shelley trying to fight back. This is a very good game of Suspension Bridge. Shelley using all that upper body strength. She's showing she's got a lot of grit and determination, just like she had on Hang Tough. She's staying up there. Now she goes down for the count. Storm capsized her. She pops up again, but the whistle blows. Well, how did Shelley survive this onslaught? That has to be the hardest 5 points she's ever earned.
One good thing after all of that, I think you'd be really glad about, is that you managed to stay up there for the time, so you got the 5 points.
Only just. I must admit, I lost my hand grip there and I couldn't get it back, and Storm had a big go at me, but I'm happy.
And Storm wasn't going to let you off easily either. But there they are.
She wasn't going to stop getting me even after the bell, and now she still won't stop getting me.
And now our pentathlete is about to add another game to her list. It's Nikki Andronicus, trying to cross the bridge against Flame.
3, 2, 1.
Well, have you ever wanted to be Flame for 5 seconds? Well, this is what it looks like up here on the bridge. Challengers live dangerously up here. Wham, bam, and these athletes are so tough. I've seen others wilt and melt in Flame's cauldron, but not Nikki. She's almost fireproof. as she starts to fight back. Flame now gives her a couple of good hits. And Nikki going forward, backwards, pushes Flame. She tried to get past her, but she couldn't. Flame now comes back on the attack. Whistle about to go. There's 5 points to Nikki. Well, this is what I really call trading blow for blow. It's tough work up there, and Nikki was able to survive this time. She really tried her hardest to get Flame off, but in the end, it was an even match.
Now, Nikki, it looked like you had one thing on your mind. You were going to cross that bridge no matter what.
I thought I was going to make it for a little while, but it's part of the rules, you're not allowed to push, and I realised that maybe I was pushing a bit too much, so I had to back off again, but it was pretty tough. She got me a few hits to the head, but...
Yeah, I think you might be right there. Let's just check with Mike Whitney. What's the situation here?
Yes, Kimberly, the rules of suspension bridge state that the gladiator or challenger cannot push or lunge because it inhibits the opposition to throw punches and fight with the stick, with the hammerhead. Nikki, we've had to rule that you lunged and pushed on 3 different occasions, so we've had to disqualify it. They're the rules, mate. That's the way it is.
Oh, you backed off just a bit too late, Flame.
Actually, I thought Nikki was just trying to give me a kiss. I didn't mind.
So Shelley grabs 5, Nikki empty-handed in duel. And going into the Eliminator, Shelley leads by 1.5 seconds.
Well, an action-packed women's round. It's time now for the men. Here's our Iron Man, Guy Andrews. Against Tower.
Challenger, are you ready? Gladiator, are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Well, Iron Man and Tower, what counts more, size or science? Stand by for the answer. I reckon the Iron Man might have to use an iron bar to knock Tower down as Tower knocks him down and knocks him off. No points. A very efficient Tower. Everything's over in a few seconds. Maybe the Iron Man's a bit rusty. Well, Tower sure loosened up his joints for him.
Good on you, mate.
Guy, why do they keep putting you up against the big guys?
I don't know, they must be scared of me.
Tower, you didn't last long up there.
I think it's a bit of a David and Goliath story up there, but I had to get him off quick because I know how much heart he's got, and I didn't want to give him any chance of getting by me. I thought he might pull something sneaky, duck underneath me, or go between my legs.
Well, Guy, you certainly did sort of run in there with gusto.
Yeah, I think that's the only way you could do it. I wanted to try and sneak around behind him, you know, and try and duck a few, but, you know, he just knocked me straight over the first go. It's a bit of a laugh, really.
It's his last chance to gain an advantage before the Eliminator. Let's welcome hammer thrower Sean Carlin. Up against the almighty Vulcan.
3, 2, 1.
Big Mag Challenger up against Big Ego Gladiator, and this is Vulcan, Cam, and one thing's for sure, Vulcan doesn't fool around after the whistle blows. Sean looking good there for a couple of seconds, but now Vulcan throwing a couple of big hits, and Sean's off, no points. And actually, this tells you a lot about the bridge. It's as much a game of balance as it is brawn. Sean was on the wrong foot, on the other foot, and in the end, feet up. Sean used to throwing hammers, not hammer heads.
Couple of good hits in there, Sean. But unfortunately, a balance thing was the problem for you there.
I didn't feel a thing, actually, but the balance was certainly a problem, and that's part of the game, and it's over.
Sure is. Made 105 kilos. You had a good chance there, but once again, it's a game, I suppose, that this guy's had a lot of practice at, the Vulcan.
Hey, Mike, I never practice on these things, man. You know, I tell you what, Sean is the best hammer thrower I've ever seen.
So no points for this guy, nor the other one, Sean. And after suspension bridge, Guy goes into the Eliminator with a 2-second lead.
Well, the hard work has been done against our Gladiators, but the hardest part is still to come.
That's right, Mike. Our challengers have been hit and chased, blocked and tackled. But now it's time for them to go head-to-head for a place in the final. That's in the Eliminator, up next.
Gladiators.
The series final winners will take home this sensational Sea-Doo SP. When it comes to maximum fun, you need the Sea-Doo SP personal watercraft. Easy to own, easy to ride, easy to love, this is the boat that started it all. The Sea-Doo SP is one of the most popular personal watercraft in the world from Haytrack Australia. The series final runners-up will win a 20-day holiday of a lifetime travelling Kontiki and flying Cathay Pacific. For 18 to 35-year-olds, Kontiki is the #1 in holidays.
Well, tonight's contest started at the bottom of the pyramid and it's going to end right over there at the top of the Travelator.
The final test for our champions, the giant obstacle course we call the Eliminator.
Well, here we are at the start of the Eliminator. I don't know about you guys, but I've got the butterflies in the stomach. You've got to go out and do all the work. How have you found competing here tonight, Shelley?
Well, actually, anybody who's actually looked at it and thought it looked easy should come on the show. It's not easy, and it's a great workout.
Absolutely. We've put you to the test tonight. How about you, Nikki?
It's been a really good chance to compete against Shelley. We've trained together since we were young tots, so it's been a good chance to match our speed, agility, and I guess a bit of guts too.
I guess as a pentathlete, you normally wouldn't get to compete against a kayaker, so the Gladiators has been a great forum for you.
Yeah, it's been really good fun too, and despite the fact that we're competing against one another, we've had a fantastic time. All the guys are really good fun, so thanks very much.
All right, well, let's get you to the Eliminator now. We'll see how much you're smiling at the end of this, because this is punishment plus. Shelley, you've got a 1.5 second lead over Nikki. Good luck.
Shelley, you will go on my whistle. Nikki, you will go on John's. Challengers, are you ready?
So Nikki coming from behind. Don't write the pentathlete off. The horse rider, runner, shooter, swimmer and fencing champion has got what it takes. And as we've seen all night, Shelley never gives up also. This is going to be one hell of an Eliminator. As Shelley gets up the rope climb, Nikki right behind her onto the hand ladder next. Shelley just extending her lead ever so slightly. Probably about a second or two in front now as Nikki comes up to the hand ladder also. Across the rolling logs for Shelley and up the cargo nets. So far a copybook Eliminator here from Shelley. Shelley with a nice lead now. Nikki stuck on the hand ladder. Across the rolling log she goes, but has Shelley's lead increased enough to give her a good break? I think maybe it has. As she sprints across to the zip line, down she goes. Nikki still on the cargo net and Shelley off the zip line. A nice drop, missed the mats altogether. Except for the last one, that could have been dangerous. There's Nikki up the top of the cargo net and Shelley on top of the balance beam. Off she goes. Now remember, Shelley uses her arms a lot to paddle the kayak, but look at those legs pump. They've got to the top of the Travelator and through to the grand final, and what a great time of 1:10.06. Off the zip line now for Nikki, up to the balance beam. Now remember, folks, you're watching a very committed athlete. She's a mother with a 2-year-old daughter, and she won one of her national titles only a few months after giving birth to her daughter. This is one fit woman as she goes up the Travelator. Unfortunately tonight she's going to be second. A big round of applause for Shelley. Here's Mike.
You two are just stuntmen. You almost came straight through the paper burst and off into the crowd, and you almost went back through the time tunnel there on the coming down the Flying Fox.
I remember they said they were going to say drop, and I never actually heard that one with all the crowd, which is absolutely fantastic, I must say. So it's great for all the support, but unfortunately I missed the pad.
But, of course, Shelley, the big thing is that you came through. Now, I've got some great news for you here. Not only have you got through to our final, but the time you just did on the Eliminator there, including getting straight to the top of the Travelator, 1 minute 10 seconds equals our female record on the Eliminator. That's a great job.
Thank you very much. I'm actually pretty happy with that.
Nikki, how about yourself? Look, I didn't think at the end of this that you'd be as happy as you were at the start, but the big smile's still there.
Well, I was hoping that you might get down on your knees in front of that first vault so I could get a step up onto the first one. But she was a little pocket rocket, Shelley. I thought I might have an advantage with a bit of height, but no good. She was just too fast up that cargo net.
Yeah, you had a bit of trouble on the rope climb too, which unfortunately you weren't able to get back in front of because, as you said, she just got right away from you.
Yeah, all credit to Shelley. She's like a pretty hot athlete. I feel a bit sorry for Emma for next week.
I don't know about that. I think Emma's a top competitor just like everyone else here. The one good thing is it's great to see someone in defeat with a big smile on her face as well.
Absolutely. I think our two sporting champions, fantastic, showing just why they are champions in their sport. Nikki Andronicus and Shelley Oates.
Well, Sean, you've come up against some world-class competition before. Tell us, how does Gladiators compare?
It's been a fantastic night. I mean, it's a very tough competition. You've got a whole range of different events, and you know, you've got to have the skills to do them. And unfortunately, I didn't show them tonight, but I've got the Eliminator to go. I'm just going to give it my best and see how I finish up.
Well, you've still got a good chance, so good luck to you. Guy, if anybody's prepared for this Eliminator, it has to be you.
Well, I guess I come from a multi-sport background, so that can help me. I'm not exactly a sprinter, but you know, it's been a long night.
It certainly has, but you have a 2-second advantage. Good luck to both of you, and it's over to you, Mike Whitney. See you at the other end.
Guy, you will go on my whistle. Sean, you will go on John's. Challengers, are you ready?
Sean's tall and powerful. Guy's the gritty Iron Man. What is the secret of the Eliminator? Is it strength, stamina, skill, or will that head start count most? We're about to find out as Guy now goes up the rope climb. Good climb for him. Sean right behind him, so this is quite close. Across the handbike now for Guy. Got a little bit stuck there at the start and getting a little bit stuck in the middle. Sean also making heavy work of it. So both challengers having a lot of trouble on the handbike. Across the rolling logs and up to the cargo net now for Guy. He's going to really have to power up this because Sean is right behind him and Guy is powering up the cargo net. Look at him go. He's just about up the top now. And the big guy, Sean, he's getting stuck in there like a fly in a spider's web. Guy now goes across to the zip line. Has a lead of around about 4 to 5 seconds. That could be enough. Where's Sean? Just up the top of the cargo net now. Guy off the zip line, across to the balance beam. Just taking his time, making sure he does it in one run. Sean coming home quick, slides off the mat. Here goes Guy now with a big run up the travelator. Up he goes. He's used to swimming, he's used to paddling, he's used to running, and he's also used to winning. And he does it again here in the Eliminator. Well done, Guy. He's through to the final. Sean fell off the balance beam and is going back now for a second run. The big fella with those big size 14s stuck on top of the balance beam goes across nice and gingerly. That's the way to do it, Sean. Off the balance beam he comes. Watch the big steps up the travelator. They get him home. A fantastic second here for Sean. Guy's our winner. Let's go to Kimberley.
Well, Sean's just burst through the paper burst. Guy, I think you were going for gold.
Yeah, it was a tough one. I wanted to go a little bit quicker, but you know, Sean was pretty quick over the bike, and I felt a bit weak.
You actually slowed down on the balance beam, didn't you? I think you were a bit worried about that.
Yeah, in practice, I was a bit wobbly on that, and I thought, you know, I had a little bit of a lead. Just take it carefully and get across it.
Okay, well, you managed to complete the Eliminator in 1 minute, 17 seconds, and we'll see you back here next week for the final.
Right. Thanks.
Congratulations. Let's have a big round of applause for Guy Andrews. Sean, it was the cargo net that got you. You almost caught up to him.
Well, I mean, with his athletic abilities and being an Ironman, I mean, they do a lot of endurance work. I spent about 2 or 3 seconds in the hammer circle, so, I mean, he had a head start and he was going to be for him. He's a great athlete. He's done a great job.
Well, you're a legend in your own sport. Congratulations, and it's been great having you here. Thank you, guys. Let's hear it for Sean.
An amazing finish there, which gives you some idea of just what the final of this Sports Stars series is going to be like. But congratulations to Shelley and Guy through to our final. Well done, guys.
And of course, another great performance by Sean and Nikki. Congratulations.
And we look forward to seeing you again for Gladiators next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Join the fan club. Send a $25 check or money order to this address. What a great show. Next Saturday, 4 record-breaking Australian athletes line up to see who takes the laurels in the finals of our Challenge of the Champions. You've been watching Gladiators.
Sweat.
Wake up!